I'm Nico.
And I'm Jack.
And this video is a first impressions video. But full disclosure, it's not actually the first time we've been here, is it?
No, we have actually been to this place a few times, but nonetheless, we do have a lot to say and a lot of impressions, that's for sure.
Actually, this is probably our most visited place.
That's so crazy.
And it is the province of Guangxi.
Yeah, otherwise known as the Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region. Now, the Zhuang are actually the biggest minority, not just in Guangxi, but actually the whole of China.
Yeah, and it's been really interesting. On more than one occasion, we've learned quite a lot about this minority, which has been just super interesting. And we'll share more about that later. Now, I would go as far as saying that Guangxi is probably one of the most popular tourist places, if not the most popular tourist place in China. I feel like if you come to visit China or if you live in China, you've been there at least once, and most people put it on their bucket list destination. And the reason it's so popular is because of the incredible landscapes.
So probably the most famous place to see this geography is in the city of GUILIN, or even the town of Guangxi, which is a few minutes away. No, more than a few minutes away.
I think when most people think about going to Guangxi, this is where they think about, isn't it?
Yeah.
They think about Guangzhou and they have to fly into Guilin, which is what we did as well.
The day after the day before, I found myself in a hostel room in Guilin, a city that appears at first glance no different to any other in China.
There are still some really nice things to see in Guilin. Like my favorite thing when we visited was we climbed the Lauren Hill.
Amazing views of the city.
And then to the north, you've got the Longji rice terraces, which was one of our first stops, wasn't it?
Oh, they were absolutely amazing.
Absolutely stunning. And it was just such a beautiful area, but it rained the entire time we were there.
Yeah, and it's actually raining right now.
This is so Guangxi. There's only been once, which was the last time that we went, which was midsummer, where it was so hot. Every other time, it's just rained and rained and rained. And I'm talking about like the entire time. Like it must obviously rain a lot there, because otherwise it wouldn't be so green and luscious everywhere, would it?
Yeah, and famously, I hate the colour green, so it's not ideal for me for taking photos.
It's always looked a bit dull and misty when you've been droning and things like that, but you know, the mountains are so beautiful that I think it makes up for it. And there's a different minority group that actually live in that area, which was the Red Yao. If we were to go back to Guangxi, I would like to spend more time there and getting to know more about their cultures and customs.
Yeah, for sure. I totally, wow, that was a big fish.
Once you spend a little bit of time in Guilin, you'll probably move down to Yangshuo, which is just beautiful. The town centre we weren't, how do you put it politely? We weren't amazed by.
First impressions of Yangshuo is a little bit mixed.
But it's more than made up for by the fact that the surrounding landscapes are absolutely incredible. You've just got to get out of the town.
Yeah.
But a few of the scenic spots are a little bit of a way away still.
Yeah, I think the best way to get around this area is to rent a bike, because you can just nip from village to village, and it was great. We took lots of different shots. What made me laugh was like you had to go and then you crashed it in the first minute.
And you say you used to motorbikes? Of course. Dad used to drink with Lance Armstrong. What, a cyclist? Yeah.
So one of the most famous sights to see in this area is to see the back of the 20 yuan note. Now, it's on there for a reason because it's iconic. It took a little while to find it, didn't we? Because it is in a different village. It's in Xingping, and it was really, really nice.
I'd say even more spectacular than the 20 yuan note is actually the view. If you've got a drone, send it up. That's even more fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
So one of the things they don't tell you before you come to China is that many provinces in China are the size of a whole European country.
Yeah.
So don't just think you're just going to get a train there or a flight there and you'll be able to walk around and see everything you want to see. No, be prepared that you are going to have to drive around.
Yeah, so when we went the second time, we drove for like 4 or 5 hours to get to Bama, didn't we?
Oh,
it was
too
long. It
But
was
it was
too
worth it though,
long.
wasn't it?
It was. That hotel that we stayed in on the cliff's edge was amazing, wasn't it?
Oh, I'm so glad we weren't the ones paying though.
Thankfully, that was there. a tour provided for us. So the reason that we went to Bama was for a completely different type of tourist destination, wasn't it? We went to explore and learn more about health tourism. So whilst you might find the younger generation going to Guilin and Yangshuo to see the landscape, you might find the seniors going to Bama for health tourism.
Yeah, because Bama has a reputation for having some of like the highest percentage of centenarians, not just in China, but the world.
Yeah.
So there's loads of old people there, which sounds like a bit of a curious thing.
And you know how we love old people? Always gravitated towards the old people, aren't we?
Yeah.
In China. They go there because they think it's got really good healing powers. If you've got ailments, the water's meant to be like delicious, meant to keep you young, and the caves are meant to have special healing powers.
So apparently the magnetism on the rocks can make your hands grow. So if I put my hands like this, you can see that they are the same size. I'm gonna put my hand on the rock for a minute, and apparently it's gonna make it bigger. Like I can feel the blood pumping. Yeah? Let's see if it's grown. Okay, so, oh my God, it has! It has as well. Small hand people, come here.
So that cave is pretty special because of its healing powers, but we went to another cave as well, which is called...
I don't know what it's called, but it made for a great boat ride, that's for sure.
The whole trip, that was kind of the theme. I feel like we went on like 3 boats or 4 boats. We even had lunch on a boat.
Oh, that was amazing. That's one of the best views I've ever had on any lunch, I would say.
Yeah,
That was in the Guangxi scenic area, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was really, really cool. Another cool boat that we went on was actually at the DETIAN waterfall.
For those of you who don't know, DETIAN is a big dirty waterfall that's basically straddling the border between China and Vietnam, and it is incredible.
Yeah, it's the biggest transnational waterfall in Asia. And one of the biggest in the world. So you could see that the Vietnamese boats and the Chinese boats, and you could see Vietnam. It was like in touching distance. We were so close. So our mobile phones did change and say we were in Vietnam.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
That was hilarious. And not too far from this area is actually the Mingshe scenic area. And to get to this area again, we took another boat to go along, but it was a little bit more of a peaceful boat, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was very quaint and relaxing. We got a lovely singing welcome from the
Serenade,
ladies.
didn't we? And then we watched a show as well there, which was really, really interesting. But my highlight from that bit was the bike ride.
Oh my God, that must be one of your favourite bike rides you've ever been on?
How did you know?
Gotta say, honestly, that is in the top 100 bike rides I've ever been on.
Top 100 bike rides? It's higher than that. It's so nice. It really, really was amazing. I mean, like, how many bike rides have you been on where, like, it's a nice path, you've got beautiful karst mountains, you've got a nice little, like, river running alongside you?
Oh, it was stunning,
Yeah,
absolutely
it really
stunning.
was. And we also went to a Zhuang village, which was called Zhuang, and it's really famous for making embroidery balls.
Which is something actually over the past couple of trips we've been learning more about. Here's a deleted scene from our video last week.
Silk embroidery balls are made by hand and can often take a few days to complete. The tradition is, if a girl likes a boy, she will throw the embroidery ball. Then he will know he is welcome to pursue her. So, following Zhuang tradition, here you go, Jack.
And in this village, potential suitors wait on opposite sides of this very rickety bridge before meeting in the middle to exchange love tokens.
Feeling a little bit nervous about this bridge. I think if I was Zhuang and I lived here, I'd be single for life because there's no way I'm making any unnecessary trips across here.
So we've learned a lot about these cultures and traditions, and that was one of the reasons that we went back this time, was to learn more about that folk singing, learning more about Liu Sanjie, and more about the folk songs, why they're sang to each other.
Yeah, and I think this is probably a theme for a lot of our travels in China. The first time we went to Guangxi, we did witness this, but we didn't really understand it. We were curious and we could just enjoy it on face value. But as we kind of got more experience, it's fun to dig a little bit deeper, I'd say.
Yeah, and learn a little bit more. We went to this amazing village and we were the first foreigners they've ever had in this village, which was just It's just crazy, wasn't it?
That's amazing, right?
Yeah, and everybody was so nice. And I think to me, that's the thing that stands out the most about Guangxi, is that the people are just so welcoming and hospitable and just really, really kind whenever we've been there.
I want to encourage my spoken English for you because my English is so bad.
Your English is very good.
Young ladies who accompany you around the village have been getting lots of compliments for their English on Bilibili.
Oh, they were so nice. So one thing that we haven't really delved into is the Guangxi cuisine. When we went back to Nanning, we weren't there for very long, but we made sure to try some very, very local dishes.
Yeah, I mean, it really does look like worms. Look at that leaf.
So in next week's video, we have done a bit of a little food tour with our friend who is local from Nanning. So it's going to be really, really fun. We're going to experience some local dishes and the flavors and what's unique to this area, aren't we?
Can't wait, mate.
Jack's excited. I hope you guys are too. So I hope you like this video. Leave us a comment letting us know what's your favorite thing to do in Guangxi. As always, guys, like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.